On the news this morning, Anambra State government to adopt a public-private community partnership in development of tourism facilities. Non-government organization honors the Anambra State Head of Service with Award of Integrity Stewardship. Federal government backs Google on restriction of loan applications. And on the foreign scene, Israeli forces kill Palestinian teenager at refugee camp in Jericho. Before the news in detail, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and the promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Chidim Orangwa. You're welcome to the news. Perimeter fencing of the International Leisure Park in Aglo Lake, Anocha local government area, has commenced. The Anambra State Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment and Tourism, Comrade Don Onyenche, while interacting with some journalists in his office in Oka on the development, stated that there will be activities in the area by the end of this year. We have details of this report from our studio.
The commissioner also listed other tourism sites which will soon be developed to include Oba Cave, Owere Ezukana, and its waterfalls, Zik Museum in Onitsha, Ojukwu Bunker at Amoka, National Museum Center at Ibuhu, among others. The commissioner said in achieving this, the state government will be using public, private, community partnership to ensure success in the management of those facilities. Commissioner Onyenji noted that tourism will help to promote the culture of the people and boost organic agriculture for healthy living. He also maintained that tourism is a major means of revenue generation for most countries, adding that such is what Governor Soludo's administration is targeting in Anambra State. Commissioner Onyenji commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his efforts in developing every sectors of the state's economy simultaneously and urged Indian Anambra to continue to support him to do more for the state.
A non-governmental organization, Advocacy for Peace and Values Reorientation, with its headquarters in Abuja, has presented an award of integrity stewardship to the head of service of Anambra State, Barrister Theodora Igwebe. The organization is made up of professionals and skilled volunteers working towards free, corrupt society, promoting ethical leadership, and awakening the spirit of quality service delivery amongst the citizenry. Again, we have details of this report from our studio.
The organization has 100 professional volunteers working towards the realization of its goal. The executive director of the organization, Mr. Abubakar Oyibo, while delivering an address during the award presentation, pointed out that the organization conducted a confidential independent assessment of government ministries, departments, and agencies across Southeast geopolitical zone. And the head of service of Anambra State, Barrister Igwebe, came out outstanding in terms of developmental policy performance, civil service reforms, display of ethical leadership, public accessibility, and commitment to the rule of law. He pointed out that the award is expected to spur the head of service to continue to render selfless service to humanity and also focus more on effective delivery of sound developmental policies of the government, which will lead to the achievement of the transformation agenda of the Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Responding, the head of service, Barrister Igwebe, who described the award as a surprise, reassured of continuous quality service delivery, in addition to bringing positive reforms in the civil service. The occasion was attended by the Permanent Secretary, Establishment and Pension Office of the Head of Service, Mrs. Carol Njaka, the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice, Barrister Ngozi Iwuno, and the Management Staff Office of the Head of Service.
Some parishioners of Agwata Diocese of the Anglican Communion yesterday converged on the Cathedral Church of St. John Ekwulobia for a special service to mark Easter. The service was also used by various families to thank God for his mercies and blessings on them. We have details of this report.
The Anglican Bishop of Agwata Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, described the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ as a mystery, which is also the hope of Christians. Bishop Ezofo, who cautioned those who are yet to believe that there is resurrection, charged the faithful to always bear good testimonies about Jesus Christ. He urged the faithful to jettison those acts that contradict their faith and believe in God, reminding them that man was not created by God to go to hell. Bishop Ezof, who is also the national chairman of the Evangelical Fellowship in the Anglican Communion, EFAC, Nigeria, reminded the faithful that heaven and earth is real, charged ministers of God to always preach the gospel of salvation to save the faithful from going astray.
Our preaching is valid. And this people goes here, make a little man march and all the party. The fact of resurrection, the blue sky will find avenue, will find the valley, will find the river, will find the sustainable. All you people the blue sky. That's why I preach it free and wide everywhere.
In a remark, the administrator of the Cathedral Church of St. John, Ekulobia, Venerable Ifeanyi Chukwu Oguli, who described Easter as the foundation of Christianity, urged Christians not to compromise their faith because of life challenges.
It is quite a reminder to us, Christians, whenever we are in Easter season, it reminds us of Jesus' suffering for our redemption, that it will now encourage us to live a sanitized life, a Christian life to the core, not behaving anyhow. If we recall to the fact that Jesus suffered, he died, not just that he died a shameful death on the cross, the most shameful death one can have here on earth, and very painful for that matter. Indeed, if we remember that, we will give all that we can, all that we have, all that is around us, in order to keep his word.
The service, which was conducted by Venerable Canon Tony Okeke, featured special anthem by the choir and thanksgiving by the family of Bishop Ezofo on the successful completion of 1 year mandatory national youth service of their son, Master Prosper Ezofo, in northern Nigeria.
The police in Anambra State have recorded a breakthrough in the onslaught against a criminal with the arrest of 6 members of a notorious criminal gang that has been terrorizing Eziawala community and its environs for a long time. It was guarded that the criminals were rounded up after the State Commissioner of Police, Echeng, received a report about their criminal activities in the area. The details will be brought to you from our studio.
Recovered from the daredevil members of the gang were weapons which includes pump-action rifles and other dangerous weapons which they use for their operations. According to sources, members of the notorious gang have for long been involved in kidnapping, robbing, intimidating, and harassment of people in the community. They were also alleged to have broken into homes of prominent individuals in the community, stolen their properties, raped female members of their families, and kidnapped others who were later forced to part with huge sums of money as ransom. According to sources, they made the town so hot that many indigenes both in Nigeria and abroad ran away from their homes for fear of being kidnapped and forced to pay ransom. It was learned that some of their victims were not only abducted at midnight but were also tortured, harassed, and intimidated into parting with huge sums of money to buy their freedom. Sources say that when report of their criminal activities was received by the Commissioner of Police, Echeng, he swiftly directed his men to swing into action and round up all the criminals involved in the nefarious acts. Their operations reportedly paid off after operatives of the State Command stormed the town and rounded up the suspects. This, according to sources, was after they gave the police team stiff resistance and confronted them with hot exchange of firepower that lasted for hours. It was gathered that the police team succeeded in routing them and arrested 6 of their kingpins, while others escaped with serious bullet wounds.
The leadership of the Nigerian police force is not turning their face back towards that. We have an app called Police Rescue Me app that if you have an Android phone, you can just quickly go to your Play Store, type Police Rescue Me app. It helps to check fake news.
When contacted by ABS, the Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer Tochfu Ikenga confirmed the report and said investigation is continuing into the area.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Njikoka Local Government Area, Mr. Clem Agui, has tasked community leaders on building and sustaining peace for grassroots development, reminding the people the crisis retard development of any society or community. Joseph Ebocha completes this report.
Council boss gave the task and reminder while declaring open the 2023 Central Executive Council meeting of Enugu-Agede Brotherly Union Nigeria held at Enugu-Agede Secretariat Complex, Enugu-Agede, with the theme Mending the Crack on the Wall of Our Brotherhood. Addressing the participants, including those who joined the meeting virtually, Mr. Agui, who expressed support to sustaining peace in Enugu-Agede community, urged the town union leadership to remedy past wrongs and show commitment to avoiding a repeat, even as he commended peace, infrastructural and other developments observed in the community within a short period. The TC chairman equally tasked people of the area on hygiene and reminded them that waste management and environmental cleanliness are central in Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration's policies and programs.
I'm very impressed by the effort they are making so far in both infrastructure development and also ensuring that there's security in Enugu-Agede. And also very impressed by the fact that they're even working very hard to make sure that there's unity in Enugu-Agede to heal the cracks that we find out in the town. And they're doing very well. All I can do is encourage them and encourage also the other people who are not forthcoming in embracing peace to embrace peace, because without peace you cannot get development. No matter what the argument is, peace first, and then other things will follow.
In his remarks, the President General of Enugu-Agede Brotherly Union Nigeria, Mr. Chukwuebuka Onwara, who called for support of his people to achieve more for the community, listed achievements made in ensuring security in the community and promised not to renege on promises made. He commended Governor Soludo for his exceptional leadership style, which he said has helped to enthrone peace in most communities in the state, and called on the government to assist in addressing various challenges facing the community.
All that age decide which they take most of their time by taking most of the decisions they important for but this government can never betray them. I did transparent. All I need and I can when I watch the knows in Jesus' name.
A former President General of the community, Engineer Samuel Orebunan, said that the first Central Executive meeting under Mr. Onora was an opportunity to show the support of Enugu-Agede people and called for the support of Ndi Enugu-Agede in developing the community.
We felt we have to come and support him, and we felt we have to come and bring Ajanuku because now Ndi Bosino Eva Makana Angolele. My prayer is that God will give him more strength, give him more energy. We'll finish here the entire hall.
From Enugu-Agede in Njikoka local government area, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
And on our national desk, the Nigerian government has welcomed Google's restriction on loan applications from assessing the user's content and photographs from May 31st, 2023. The government said the move showed that the tech giant was already institutionalizing its customer privacy policy. Some of the loan apps in Nigeria have resorted to unethical, obnoxious, and unscrupulously exploitative practices in the industry. This has led to a lot of Nigerians going into depression after seriously embarrassed on social media and even called to their family members or friends. It will be recalled that the federal government in recent times took some decisions which are aimed at tackling the violation of customers' privacy by loan apps. Notably, the Federal Government Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, had recently registered 170 loan apps out of 200 operating in the country. And Google, in its April 2023 policy update, Google said the new policy update will provide respite for loan app users in Nigeria and other places that have become accustomed to crude loan retrieval methods employed by most loan apps. The Securities and Exchange Commission and the Capital Market Community would discuss the implementation of the revised Capital Market Master Plan, fintech and commodities trading ecosystem roadmap, as well as other matters relating to the capital market and the economy as its first Capital Market Committee (CMC) meeting in 2023. The Commission unveiled the revised Capital Market Master Plan in November 2022, which serves as a blueprint to harness opportunities to better position the capital market as the engine of economic growth and development. The SEC had previously implemented the initiatives of the 10-year Capital Market Master Plan, which were designed to reposition the Nigerian capital market as an attractive investment destination and a critical facilitator of capital formation for the accelerated growth and development of the Nigerian economy. Some of the CMMP initiatives that have been implemented include direct cash settlement, regularization of multiple subscriptions, dematerialization of share certificates, and the introduction of the e-dividend management system. A Palestinian child has been killed by Israeli forces in the Akabet Jabba refugee camp in Jericho. Mohammed Fayez Balham, who was 15 years old, was shot in the head, chest, and stomach. This comes at a time when the Israeli army is guarding thousands of Israeli settlers marching to the abandoned illegal outpost of Eviata near the occupied West Bank city of Nablus to call on the Israeli government to legalize the outpost and to denounce the increased attacks on settlements in recent weeks. At least 27 cabinet members, including Minister of Finance Bezalel Stomatrich, Minister of National Security Itamar Ben-Gvir, and Minister of Religious Affairs Michael Machilali, and Knesset members will attend the march. The Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs said it considers the march a dangerous escalation and provocation of the Palestinian people and an extension of the incitement calls of the Israeli right and the faces right to deepen settlement at the expense of Palestinian lands, and it has dangerous repercussions on the situation in the arena of conflict. The march is scheduled to start from the Zatara military checkpoint towards the evacuated Eviata outpost on Jabal Sibi in the town of Beta, south of Nablus, in the north of the West Bank. 18-year-old Ronke Ashabi is top among 55 junior athletes called by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, invited to the camp, the final leg for the representation and preparation of the Africa Under-18 and Under-20 Championships scheduled to hold later this month in Ndola, Zambia. The AFN say the majority of athletes were picked after its Under-18 and Under-20 trials at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium, Kaduna, late last month. Ashabi, who has set a Nigeria 3,000-meter Under-20 record at the trials, first set the records barely a year ago at the International School Sports Federation held in France. Also, on the AFN camp list are Nigeria's reigning 100 Under-20 regular record holder, Tima God Bless, Sule Rejoice Adijatu, Okba Elo Blessing, Adedeloye Adetutu Fumilayo, Immaculate Daniel, Rosemary Aitem, and Grace Sule. Others are Joseph John Ayomide, Kudoro Taiwo, Mustafa Rakia Kemi, Akintoye Blessing Joy, Usembo Osariti Joy, Bright Ada Princess, and Ushokbu Grace. Nigeria finished third behind South Africa and Kenya in the last edition of the championships held at the Stade Felix Bigani in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. And that's just about it on the news. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Follow us on YouTube at ABS Television Oka. You can also get us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV, or log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the big points again. Anambra State Government is to adopt a public-private community partnership in development of tourism facilities.